Hey stock and options traders, welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time here, my name is Karl with a K, and I've been trading stocks and options online since the mid 1990s. If you're here to learn about trading or to figure out if a stock or options course on YouTube is worth the money, then make sure to subscribe to the channel. One of my goals is to change this industry. I want to change the buying criteria when anyone wants to buy a stock or options course on YouTube. If promises are made by a YouTube instructor when selling a course, then I believe they should prove their credibility. And I see only one way to prove credibility, and that is to share P&L. And not only share P&L, but also share the account P&L volatility, which means how much did the account move up and down? If your account made 20% return, but it was down 60% at one point, then the 20% return is not a good return on risk. Now, sharing the P&L volatility is important because risk-adjusted returns are the real truth. And this is why I share my P&L and I show my daily moves of my P&L. Now, I would not buy a course from a YouTuber that makes promises without sharing their P&L, and I hope you wouldn't either. In this video, I'm going to go over my real P&L for the month of August 2021. I'm going to share my real P&L for the month of August 2021 for my two separate accounts. And before I get into the P&L, I want to briefly go over what kind of market was August. This will give an idea of what my trading systems had to contend with over the last month. My question always is, what type of market was August? In my book, I go over the 4 market types for premium selling options traders. And that is what my two separate systems are set up to do. They're set up to take advantage of the difference between implied volatility and actual volatility by selling option premium. Now, the 4 market types are: number 1, the rising bull; number 2, the sideways market; number 3, the grind down market; and number 4, the crash market. So let me go over what the market did in August. Okay, looking at what the market did in August of 2021, we'll use the S&P 500, the SPX, as our proxy, the S&P 500. We ended the month here 730, and yesterday was the end of the month, and we're up about 2.89%, as you can see. It wasn't, we didn't go straight up. We did have this pullback here. I wouldn't call it a major pullback, but we did go up. Let's see what kind of volatility we had, because volatility is always used as a measure of the price of options, and it's always important to factor that in to see what happened over the month. So let's take a look at that. So we got to about here. We see we had a spike up to about 35% spike up to about 24.50. But we ended up down overall. And typically what will happen is with an option premium seller, you might have taken a hit there, but if you were able to hold on, you probably did pretty well this month in terms of selling premium and buying it back. But with the market up over 2.5%, I'm going to call this particular market for this month a bull market. Next, I'll get into the P&L. The first in my smaller account where I trade the 5-step options trading success program. This is a proprietary system that took me over 3 years to develop as I kept racking my brain trying to replicate what I was doing in my larger portfolio margin account. I wanted to replicate this system in a regular margin account, and I back-tested over 300 different trade plans until I finally came up with a successful system that I could trade in a smaller account that could outperform the S&P with lower volatility. And I make these claims based on the last 10 years back-tested results, along with about 16 months of trading it live. Now, even though it does not replicate the exact system I'm using in my larger account, it is about as close as you can get. My small account portfolio using the 5-step options trading success program is not dependent on picking a direction. So an unpredictable market does not have a negative effect on the trading system. Here's my P&L for the 5-step account. Okay, let's get into how the 5-step did in August of 2021. You can see we started with about $14,640. That's based on last month's P&L. The lowest point was around 14.4, so we're down about $300 or around a 2% swing in terms of drawdown, but there's not a lot of drawdowns. You can see it's a pretty smooth equity curve. And we ended up with about $14,971 at the end of the month. So let's do a little bit of math. So if we ended up with $14,971 and we started with $14,640, we ended with $331, divide that by $14,640. We ended up about 2.26%. So that's a good month, 2.26%. Very good for the 5-step. Here is the double verification of my P&L using my 5-step course. You can see it's August 31st, 14:22, the market's closed. Net lick $14,971. Now, as I've stated before, the edge to selling option premium is because implied volatility is higher than actual volatility about 83% of the time. The system is designed to make money in all market environments while mitigating drawdowns. In the last 16 months, while trading this system live, my highest drawdown has only been 2.27%. And this is almost like a super high yielding savings account. And also, this system is scalable. If I wanted to take more risk, I could. This means I can double these numbers. If I had a higher risk tolerance over the last 10 years, I could have had an average return of over 25% with a maximum drawdown of around 5%. And this would be allocating $4,000 per tranche. And I would not increase the risk using this system allocating less than $4,000 per tranche. Now again, you can learn exactly how I trade this system by purchasing the course. And I put a link in the description below. Now I will go over my larger account where I trade my synthetic dragon system. And I got the name from Chris Cole's Dragon portfolio. The Dragon portfolio was put together in order to produce positive returns in any and all market environments. The synthetic dragon uses options in a synthetic manner and has been back tested and forward tested to produce good results in all 4 market environments. And side note, this is a system I will use in my future hedge fund for accredited investors. And I'll have a $1 million minimum, and I will max out at about $10 million just to make sure that it's scalable before taking on more money. And I'll have a 2 and 20 fee structure, and I will use SMAs, which means I will never have custody or possession of my clients' funds. And the name of my company is Clovis Wealth Partners. Now, if you're interested in the backtest results for the Synthetic Dragon portfolio, I'll put a link in the description for the results starting in 2008. This account has portfolio margin, allowing me to trade with more leverage in order to take advantage of a certain trade structure. Now, let me go over my brief market view. You would have done well just holding the S&P this month, but what will you do when the market crashes again like in 2020? Will you just continue to hold and hope? Will you just hope that it'll go back up like it did after the 2020 crash? Or will it be down for a full decade like it was from the year 2000 to 2010? I'm personally more interested in having a portfolio that can still make money when the market crashes or goes down and make money when the market rises. This is why I have a majority of my net worth in a synthetic dragon portfolio. Now, this is why I highly recommend learning about options and adding another dimension that can create a real edge. Now, here are the results for my synthetic dragon portfolio for the month of August 2021. Okay, let's see how the synthetic dragon did for August 2021. We started with 165,749. And sometimes this isn't exactly perfect here, but so our drawdowns were down to 162. So about a $3,000 drawdown during this time frame. And, it's a 1.5 to 2% drawdown, not a big deal. We ended up with 163,805. So actually we're down a little bit. So let's do a little bit of math. So we started with 165,749. And we went to 163,805. Down about 1944, down a couple $1,000. So let's see what that is. Divide that by 165,749. Okay, we're down about 1.17%. Yeah, we're just down just a little bit, but not a big deal. You're going to have those months where you're not always going to be up every month, but when you get the overall returns, you're going to be doing very well, and you're going to be hedged if there's a crash. Okay, here's my Synthetic Dragon toss account, my real P&L. I just wanted to show you that. It's August 31st, the market's closed, 163,805. Just a double verification. If you want insight on how I trade the Synthetic Dragon portfolio, you can purchase my book, A Portfolio for All Markets, or you can check out the course that I took that brought my options trading to another level. And it's from Ron Bertino, and it's called Trading Dominion. Now, I left a link in the description for my book and for a review of Ron's course and an affiliate link to Ron's course. Now, if you decide to take the course and use my affiliate link, when you complete the course, you will be given the opportunity to join the mastermind group. If you join, just direct message me within the group, and I will send you an archived trade plan that is almost identical to the Synthetic Dragon. Another option would be taking my 5-step course, and this is more for people that know a little bit about options and want to learn how to better apply options in a practical manner. See the link in the description for the 5-step course. Now also, if you're brand new to options, I've created a beginner's options course for free, and it's called Options from Day One. And there's a link in the description for that course as well.